Are we steady? Hello, welcome to another vlog of a day in my life in the Creative Diaries, what an actor does between jobs. Today is quite a good day to film because there's a lot going on today. So today the plan is to film a new episode of my series, The Aristocrat's Girlfriend, as well as an episode of my podcast. However, due to who I am no, it's not who I am as a person because I'm working on it, I'm changing it, I'm getting better. But it's now 2 p.m. I don't know how it got to 2 p.m. I kept rewriting the script for today's video, which is so stupid because every time when I film it, I kind of change it anyway. So yeah, there's like an hour left of daylight, which is not what I wanted. I wanted a lot more daylight. But the good news is that I feel quite comfortable recording my podcast at night. Because yeah, I've got lighting and it's fine. But when it comes to The Aristocrat's Girlfriend, I really want it to be daytime because I want it to feel, I don't know, I want a certain feeling to it, and I just don't have the ability to fake that kind of lighting myself. Like, what I need is literal daylight. But yeah, I woke up this morning and what did I do? What have I done today? You know when you just get to 2 p.m, like, what have I actually achieved today? I did tidy up despite the mess in the background. Absolute mess. I'm not even going to bother pretending and tidying it up. I did tidy up and I did go to the gym, which was lovely, and I did do some writing. Do you know what's funny though? I did some writing, but so it was actually just thinking. Like, I was just thinking about certain changes to the play that I'm writing. So I'm writing a one-woman play as well, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm so excited. I believe it's good. I believe it's good, and I just want to finish writing it and put it on. So yeah, I've got like lots of different tasks, and what is really funny actually is that I just received through an email from quite a big casting company inviting me for an audition next week. I've got 5 days. I've got 5 days to prep for this audition, and I'm really grateful, honestly. Like, I didn't really think I would get called in for this one. I probably shouldn't say that, but if they're watching this video, then you know, we're already mates, so I can just be honest. So I'm really grateful for that. However, what that means is the plan for my day suddenly is feeling a little bit, you know, suddenly I found myself breathing a bit quicker because I've got how many songs to learn? Let me just see if I can get it up without showing you guys what it is, because I don't think I should do that. So we've got two songs to prep and learn, 2 new songs to prep and learn, and which is fine. Like, it's actually fine. Like, 5 days relative for this industry of like getting your ish together for an audition is a lot of time. Like, the ones that are difficult is like a 1-day turnaround, and if I've got a shift at the hospital, trying to get a tape in that's actually good, that's not going to make me look like an idiot after like a 12-hour shift, that can be quite difficult. So I think what I need to do basically is just plan out my weekend a bit better, and be more productive on my weekend. Basically, I'll probably be working a lot, and that's okay. I love, like I say, working. I'm not getting paid to do this audition, which is something to consider, by the way, because I remember going through, there was quite a popular musical that I was being seen for, and I was going through the rounds of the auditions, and I kept having to book work off to attend these auditions. And you guys, attending that audition cost me a lot of money. I didn't get the role. I didn't get any of the roles. It was a great experience. I don't regret it. I would do it again. But like, I don't know. Sometimes, I don't want to say acting is for rich kids, but I'll stop talking. Getting the balance can be a challenge of like, okay, you can pay your bills, but you're also fully in on being an actor. One thing that I'm going to do as I just finish getting ready, I'm almost ready to be honest, is in this episode of The Aristocrat's Girlfriend, she's got some singing, and one thing I love to use is Jacob's Vocal Academy. It's just like, I have no idea who it is, but, well, I guess it's Jacob really, isn't it? But it's this like thing on Spotify, and it's just warm-up exercises.
Exercise number 1, lip roll.
So it just guides you through a warm-up. And so because in today's video I'm doing some singing because I think it'll be funny, Camera just cut out, I'm not sure why, but I'm going to take that as a sign that I need to get a move on because it's now 2:10 and I need to do some filming. I don't know why I do this to myself, you guys. I had a meal prep and I'm in a real spaghetti, like I'm loving, I go through phases. One time it's just bread, the next time it's pasta. It's usually just pasta and bread, but basically I'm obsessed with spaghetti. I added some cheese to my spaghetti meal prep and I'm about to sing, and vocally, dairy products and like that, not a great idea, but it was so delicious. Also, I now have to squeeze myself into a dress. This character is always in dresses and I'm just so bloated and full. But anyway, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm positive. I think I'm probably a little bit like, because I want to just start prepping for next week's audition. But one thing I've learned, or I'm learning, is that you do the auditions. I do the auditions as like practice. I'm like, let me just put the best foot forward that I can in this audition at this point in time. And don't overstress about whether or not you get the job. Because it's actually also not that deep. Not in a bad way, it is that deep, because obviously you want to book jobs. But like, it doesn't mean that you're bad or that they hate you. Sometimes there was just someone else who was better suited. So my main thing is that I don't want to make a fool of myself. I want to show them what I can do. But also I've realised that if you only do that audition to audition, you won't be as good in between. So all this stuff that I'm doing, like, I mean, the podcast is just for you guys, and the vlogging and the gym. Well, the gym is also part of it, but like, in terms of my writing and Aristocrat's Girlfriend and performing and learning about how to create a show via Aristocrat's Girlfriend, I see that all as audition prep as well. So if I drop this every time I get an audition through, like completely drop it, then it gets harder to pick it back up. And then if auditions aren't coming through, then you can be a little bit rusty. So all of the other things that I do and juggle, I truly believe that they help as well, if that makes sense. If you're wondering why don't you just not film that today and just go prep for the audition, it's because this too is an important work, and I believe it's an important part of my development as an actress and a writer and a creative, so I have to give it some respect. If the audition was in 2 days, then nah, I think I'd still just crack one out. I'd just be like, well, today we're going to learn how to shoot, film, edit an episode in 2 hours. I would just crack it out. If you leave it till the last minute, it only takes a minute. Right, let's do some warm-ups. Okay, so I believe, hello, checking the microphones. Yes, I believe that we are all set up. The thing about me though is, right, I've written this show, but I've not actually prepped it in terms of the song that I want to play. I've not learnt, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm not a pianist, like I don't play piano. I can play a few chords, so this really is an exercise in trying and trusting God. So I've set up the view and the camera, and oh, why is that moving? That should not be. Right, let's give it a go. So it might take a few takes, but we're just going to try and see what happens. Maybe I should just do it like quite bad. I might not have to try for that, let's be honest. Okay. Hello friends, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't feel in the best mood. That felt really frustrating. Felt really frustrating, and yeah, I think that that's okay. I think it's okay. I think it's my fault. To be completely honest with you, I did not prep for that very well. So basically, my camera ran out of battery, which is fine. I haven't bought a second battery because They're expensive. Oh, that is way too much water. Second batteries are very expensive, so I haven't bought one. But I feel like that was frustrating. I didn't want to run out of battery. And then I felt like I just couldn't get the shots that I wanted. Like, I don't know, it felt frustrating. Basically, I'm making bread now. And I didn't plan to make bread, so I think this sourdough has over fermented. And I can't remember the measurements, and I should go and get my phone to check that. Should I just YOLO it? No, I'll go and get my phone and check the measurements. So yeah, that was not a fun experience. Usually when I film those recipes, I really enjoy shooting. And the starter should not be sinking like this, it should float. So what does that tell you about the sourdough I'm about to try and make in way less time than I would usually put aside for sourdough? Yeah, usually when I'm filming, it's actually really fun. It's actually like, oh yay, I'm acting, and you know, I set things up. But it was my fault because I hadn't planned properly. So I was essentially like on a race against time to get everything filmed before the sunset. So, you know, I can't be mad, that was my fault. However, it was still just frustrating, and so when my camera died, I was like, ugh, it's all just annoying, really annoying. I was gonna film the podcast as well, but then I was just like, no, because my camera died, so I couldn't, but also I think my mood, actually no, that's not true. I feel like I could sit down and chat right now, my mood is okay for that. Yeah, it's not that deep, it just wasn't as fun. Usually I love filming Aristocrat's Girlfriend. I'm like, oh, I can try it like this, and I can do, you know, I really get into the acting, whereas that felt like a slow uphill battle. Well, that's okay, we live, we learn. I think the main thing that I'm taking away, this is the thing, I read this book called Failing Forward, as was recommended to me. Tear, babe, tear. Like, restart, thank you. I read this book, oh my gosh, my hair. I read this book called Failing Forward. It was recommended to me by one of my first ever acting teachers. And it's really good actually, because it's a really good reminder to chill out, that it's okay to fail. You've just got to learn. So you try something new, you see what works, what doesn't, and you reflect on it and you try something new. So for me today, I didn't enjoy that. It didn't really work for me because I hadn't set out enough time for it. So it felt rushed. I couldn't enjoy it. Felt like I was compromising certain scenes that I wanted to do because I wasn't well prepared, or certain lines and stuff. Like, it just wasn't, it wasn't an enjoyable thing. So I think I need to like prepare a bit better. I think I need to like actually have a proper plan in place. And I'm actually quite happy because my planner for the year has finally arrived. Like, why is my camera overheating right now? I don't think I should do. This is why I don't vlog, is that I don't find this cute or inspiring at all. But yeah, one thing that is good is that my planner has arrived. Has it arrived to my front door? No, because yeah, there's a thing with delivery drivers here, they just don't bring it to your front door. They will drop it at concierge, but I'm not going to complain about that because I'm very grateful to have a concierge, but you know, why? Why do I have to go walk outside right now, you know, when I did pay for delivery to my front door, you know? But it's fine, everyone, you know, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I feel happy that that's arrived because I think that I've not really actually planned out my January. The learning point is I need another camera battery, because if I'm trying to increase the quality of my filming and the type of shoots I do, you know, the battery dies quicker and I don't have time to be stopping and changing things. And if it's me on sound, acting, lighting and camera shots, then I need to be better prepared. So that's lesson number one. I think I need to invest in a second camera battery. Lesson number two is that I need to stop rushing. I need to plan my time a bit better, so that I can enjoy the process. And I'm glad that my diary's arrived, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and edit, and then I'm just going to plan out the rest of January in terms of what I'm doing, when, where, all of that jazz, because then I think I can chill out a bit more as well, in terms of knowing that there is a plan for when things are getting done, which is always difficult as well when you locum. For example, I was going to be working tonight, or I was considering picking up a shift tonight, but it's no longer needed. So it's kind of like things change very quickly, which is okay, you know, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm used to that, to be honest, having locumed now for a few years. But also it just means that sometimes, you know, if I make a plan with a friend, it can be quite difficult if a shift comes up or if a shift gets cancelled, and having to just rearrange my whole life. So hello, beautiful people. I'm going to put this all in one vlog, but I have a feeling the last time I recorded something for this vlog was on Friday, when my day felt like it was going to crap. I remember how it felt. It's funny, isn't it? Like Maya Angelou says, people remember how you made them feel. You might forget what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. I can't really remember what I did. I can remember little bits. I can't exactly remember what went wrong, but I remember feeling like everything had gone wrong. So I essentially had filmed an episode of The Aristocrat's Girlfriend. When I came to edit it, well, I ran out of time because I started late and the daylight was gone, so I didn't film the podcast, which I'm about to do now today on Tuesday. The podcast goes out on Tuesday, so anyway. Yeah, so I didn't film the flipping podcast. I felt really frustrated, and then when I went to check over the footage of what I had filmed, which, you know, I shouldn't have left till the last minute, for Aristocrat's Girlfriend, the sound was so bad. Like, all the singing vocals were clipped, so it just changed the story of what I wanted to do. When I went to edit it, my laptop was acting like things just weren't going well, and I got incredibly frustrated, and I really wanted to order an Indian, but then I put myself on this New Year's budget so that I can invest more into like more singing lessons, more acting lessons, all of that. And so I went on a walk. I remember I went on a walk to like clear my head. Go for a stupid walk to clear my head. But my head didn't feel clear. In fact, I just felt really annoyed that there were no good Indian places near me. So I ended up getting like just a terrible like jar sauce of curry from Tesco and some lamb steaks, and just making the most questionable curry for dinner. But instead of just giving up and going to bed, I kept trying to like edit and fix the day, and so didn't even go to bed early. And I think that's the thing. Stuff will go wrong and you've just got to learn from it. So I think what I probably learned from that is give myself more time. You know, I'm still figuring out how to do sound levels, film things, all of that. I need to like start on time and not do things last minute so that I can enjoy the process. And also, like, if stuff has gone really wrong and I'm emotionally done, then it might be worth, while it's in my hands, just going to bed. Because I think there's something about working for and with other people where you don't have a choice but to carry on. Whereas when you're working for yourself, or with yourself, or trying to manage your own time, the big part of it is managing your own time and managing your own mood, and that can be quite hard to do. So I think the best way to have managed my time on Friday would have been to just quit and go to bed and wake up earlier on Saturday, rather than wasting the whole evening and just having a bad time of it. I just went to bed late after like stressing myself out for no reason. Like, I should have quit way earlier. However, another lesson is that tomorrow's always better, because I woke up the next day just like, you know what, we just got to try again. We got to try again, keep trying. And I filmed my day. It's actually available to watch out now. But no, I did like a mini vlog on my Instagram and on my YouTube and TikTok, just like one of those like short 1-minute vlogs, and that day was so much more productive. Then Sunday I'm trying to have as like a day off. So Sunday I went to church, I saw my friends at church, and then I went on a date with my wonderful boyfriend. It was very cute. It was like almost our 1 year first date anniversary, which was very sweet. So that was really fun. So on Sunday I just don't, like, I say I don't do anything. I definitely did still do some like writing on my phone on the tube and stuff, but aside from that, I try to just go to church and relax and rest and have it as like a little Sabbath day. But then what happened was I got called into work. So obviously I still work as a doctor. Called into work yesterday. So I was up at 6 a.m, back home at 10 p.m. So I couldn't really get anything done yesterday because I was at the hospital working on call. And, you know, it was a good shift. It was a busy shift. It was a shift is what I'll say. And so my plan for the week got changed because I've got an audition tomorrow, which I'd wanted to prep for yesterday. I'd wanted to do the podcast today. So I spent the most of this morning, it's now coming up to 3 o'clock, I spent most of this morning learning the lyrics, the moves, like learning everything for tomorrow's audition. And I felt quite stressed when I woke up, I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling really stressed. I was like, how am I gonna do all of this? But now that I've been through everything, it's all actually quite, I don't want to say it's quite simple, but like it's fun, it's really fun. And I think I can do it. I think that there's a nice balance. I'm just gonna do my makeup as I talk, sorry. Oh, the camera's overheating. Let me open the window and see if it cools down a bit. It gets really warm in my flat when it's sunny, which is so lovely for the heating bill over winter, but also can be a bit of a nightmare when you're filming. Where is my foundation? Oh my goodness. So yeah, I went to work yesterday, so that's the thing about being a locum, like it's all fun and games until it's really hard to plan. Like I actually had a plan called in with one of my beautiful close friends who I haven't caught up with in ages and I really miss. And so I had to cancel that, and I was so sorry, you know. So it is quite difficult sometimes to plan your life when you're doing shifts as and when they need you, rather than having a rota that you receive months in advance. You can plan things. But at the same time, it allows me the flexibility to be able to do this and acting. So I've just got to be grateful and deal with it. And it's also helpful because I think one thing that can be really hard is pivoting and changing. So just getting used to like shifts getting changed last minute and things getting messed around. I honestly think that it helps me to just chill out and just trust that everything will work out. Like there have been times when I've had shifts cancelled, or, you know, things have just been changed and you feel like you don't have control. And I've gotten through those times, right? I'm still here by God's grace. So it kind of just getting through difficulties and change, last minute change that you don't have control of, teaches you that you are perfectly capable of getting through change. So I'm just rolling with it at the moment. Obviously it's not massively ideal, but it's just it's the best balance I know at the moment, is to do ad hoc work and live kind of on like a almost week by week basis. To be honest, practically speaking, sometimes it's day by day. So basically working yesterday meant that I felt a lot less unprepared this morning. Like I like to be relaxed. I like to be able to, I like some time as well to learn songs, try it different ways. And, you know, they gave me time. They gave me 5 days notice for this audition. And in the acting world, like that's a good amount of time. So I really want to show them my work and what I can do. So it does feel a bit frustrating when that gets compromised with work. But I think that's the case for a lot of actors as well. Like a lot of actors have other jobs that they do between jobs. So, you know, I'm sure that they will understand that. But yeah, I'm grateful to have today off. So I was able to spend the morning learning things. And what I do is actually record it. I've got this app. What I use is Light Learner. And it is basically this app that you can use to record a script on. My makeup's half done, so to record a script on. And so you can like play it back with only the other person's lines, so you can literally practice without like running lines basically with an app without the need of someone to run lines for you. So that's really good. So I've recorded all of that. I've recorded the songs and stuff that I need to learn. And so what I tend to do then is just play that throughout the day and just become really, you know, my goal is to be able to do it, say the lines and remember them while I'm doing something else. It's more than about getting the role. I think there's something about just having the opportunity to present your work and what you do and where you're at. And don't get me wrong, obviously I want the role. But being able to connect and network with, I guess I do see it a little bit like networking. Like every audition, I'm like meeting a new director, a new producer, a new musical director, a new casting director. So to be able to network with your work on display. So I'm literally acting and singing for them. It's a really good opportunity, so I want to do well. So I do feel a bit frustrated that I feel like I haven't used the whole 5 days as much as I've wanted to, because there are other things that I'm also committed to getting done, like uploading a new episode of the podcast every week and things like that, and you know, needing to pay my bills. But I think that's just life, isn't it? Like you're not necessarily going to be able to just sit down and only like focus your 100% of the time on your audition or on your script or on whatever it is you're doing. And I think that's the case for everyone, no matter what level they're at. Like there's people out there with kids, so I really can't complain. Like being a doctor is, I don't want to say easy compared to having kids, but like, yeah. I'm just getting ready now to film my podcast, which I'm really excited. Actually, today's episode is going to be all about how to be an actor, but I've kind of linked it in with other careers, because one thing that I've definitely learned, and I'm still learning, right, I'm just sharing the journey as I go, is that it's really similar. Like acting and medicine are actually not that different in terms of how you build a career and how you succeed, and they are quite different, but like the same principles apply. So I'm quite excited for this podcast. Hopefully people will enjoy it, and I'll be able to just encourage people and share things. And I've also found, funnily enough, that I'm learning quite a lot myself, like by having to sit down and reflect on what I've learned and how I would share that and apply it. It's getting so much more instilled in me, and I'm realizing that I've learned so much more than I think that I give myself credit for. And so I've definitely found the podcast super helpful. And then it's funny because I watch The Diary of a CEO, so that is like one of the most amazing successful podcasts out at the moment. And there was something, I think I was watching his video on how he made the podcast, and the guy who made it, his name's Stephen, and he was saying how like he just really enjoys the podcast, and that even though it doesn't make as much money per like compared to the amount of time he puts into it, it's so worth it, because the impact of the podcast is so much more than a 1 minute video. He basically uses the example of like, you know, a video going viral on Facebook versus a certain number of people watching his podcast. Like even if it's not that many people, he was like, the impact is so much more powerful, and even if it doesn't make much money or whatever, that the impact it has is so worth it. And I didn't fully get what he meant. Like I got what he meant, but I didn't really get what he meant until it's now kind of happened to me. So compared to my YouTube videos or my TikTok videos, the little videos that go viral, that's all amazing and I'm grateful for that. But then the 80 plays that I've had on the podcast and the feedback I've had and the amazing conversations I've had with people about the topics discussed, like it's so valuable. Like, you know, if someone laughs a little bit at a 6-second video, like that's great. But if someone's like, whoa, yeah, this is so true, and they're reflecting on their life and you're reflecting on your life, and like you're actually doing something really impactful, that is so worth it. The old camera died again, so I thought I'd just finish my makeup and then my lines and whatnot, and I feel good. I feel good about the audition tomorrow. I feel excited. I love it. I just love it. I feel really excited about it. I think it's going to be so much fun. I love that. Well, hello. The camera kept cutting out and it was getting really annoying, so I decided to just quit and finish doing my makeup. And yeah, I've set up everything now, as you can, well, you can't see, but I will show you. Set up everything, about to put the lights on and film my podcast, episode 3, about how to be an actress. Just breaking down the overall bigger steps of how to get into this career. And I'm excited about it. And I'm also excited for my audition tomorrow. I do think I need some vocal rest, because I think I've probably done a lot today, she says, as she prepares to sit down and talk for an hour. And I also have my church group today. So I've got Bible study at my house. We have Bible study every week and I absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think we just need to not run late, because I need to get an early night so that I can get up early and do a little warm up and stuff before the audition. But I'm genuinely excited. I think it's such a fun show and I'm really glad that I've been called in for an audition. So I'm just going to enjoy it and try and like do my best. And then it's also a really fun character, so I want to like play with that and just, yeah, have fun. I don't know if I should feel a certain kind of way about putting this out there in the world before I've even done the audition and before I've heard back from it. But I think that's something that I'm trying to like chill about as well, in terms of like, yeah, it's not always about the outcome. Like, the outcome is not necessarily up to me. Well, it's literally not up to me. What is up to me is that I prepare and I try and I work hard, or work smart, and that I enjoy it. And I feel like that's what I'm doing. So that's kind of out of my hands now. And I think that's what I want these vlogs to be. Like, obviously I pray for good news, I pray I get the job. But I want these vlogs to be more about me just holding myself to a certain standard of fear, not even fearlessness, because you can be afraid, but of like going for it and trying. And I think if you focus on the outcome too much, then you can be a bit afraid, and that fear, that can distract you from what your actual role is, which is putting in the work and trying. Like, I'm literally not the casting director, I'm not the director of this show. So why am I worried about whether or not I'll get the job? Like, that's not my job to worry about that. My job is to just try. So I'm also drinking so much water today. Actually, no, I haven't drunk that much. I need to up it. I think I've only drunk like 1 litre. But being hydrated, like keeping your vocal cords and being well hydrated, is so important for singing, especially for this song. Like, it's very much in the belt type of register. I've assumed they want me to belt it, and very much so, because there's no actual example of someone else singing it, but it's definitely giving a good high chest voice. So yeah, making sure I'm hydrated. There have been times where I've gone to an audition less than hydrated, and it's just such a rookie mistake. It's just so basic. So yeah, I tried to drink loads the day before, especially because it's not a particularly early audition, but if it's a morning time audition, you just don't actually have that much time from going to sleep to waking up to get yourself hydrated. So I tried to drink a lot the day before, and then the morning I'll do the same. I also, guys, I just had a coffee, and just so you know, I only normally have 1 coffee a day. I've banned myself because there was a time at uni when I was not sleeping. I was just working so hard, revising, all of that jazz. And I literally made myself quite unwell by just drinking so much caffeine just to stay awake and maximise revision time to get through exams. And so when I started having like migraines and insomnia and all of this, I limited myself to 1 coffee a day. So the fact that I just had a coffee while I was doing my makeup in the middle of the day, late afternoon even, is insane, and something that I normally would not do at all. But I was just like, I need to get through today. I need to get stuff done. Yeah, I think I feel ready for the podcast. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I super appreciate your support, and thank you to everyone who's left lovely and encouraging comments, and for joining me on this journey. Ugh, I actually do feel nervous to post these because, yeah, it's mad. But it's also really fun. Like, there's literally no pressure. There's no expectation. When I used to do athletics, those were the best races. It was the ones where no one really expected you to win, and you could go out there and do really well. The ones that I found more stressful was when everyone expected you to win. It felt like you were being chased rather than chasing, and that is a bit more nerve-wracking. So yeah, I think I've just got to remember that with these vlogs, I'm the one chasing my dreams. But thank you for watching. Please do leave a comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you too have an audition coming up soon, all the best, enjoy it. And I will update you with the news when I have the news, and just see you in the next video. Love you so much, bye.